Play a little ping pong, but it's not a break.
Welcome back, Strider 2 and New Super U. Out with the old and in with the new. Tippecanoe and Tyler 2. Anywho, so how about that Mario movie trailer yesterday, huh? They had that bizarre live-action segment with Chris Pratt, and what do you think of the movie, Chris Pratt? And, it's like he was being held at gunpoint. But anyway, let's focus on the main thing here. You came here to watch cool ninja action. Speaking of ninjas, a bit of a long shot question, but did you guys ever see that episode of Deadliest Warrior where they had a ninja versus a Spartan? Yeah, that was bullshit, wasn't it? They had the ninja attacking in broad daylight. I used to really like Deadliest Warrior, but I mean, I was probably about 15 when that came out, so I was the perfect target demographic. Nowadays, I don't think I'd enjoy it as much if it was still on. It really seems like TV for dude bros peaked at around that time. You had Deadliest Warrior and 1000 Ways to Die going on in the same year. And I think Mansers was on it around that time as well. You guys know about Mansers? Answers for Men. They had like an episode about how to fight somebody in an elevator, all this ridiculous stuff like that. Never actually saw Mansers, I just heard stories. But yeah, seems like 2010 was the perfect time to be a dude bro with a cable TV subscription. What do we got here? Metal Hankst? Metal Hank Hill?
God dang it, Bobby.
That's not funny. Anyway, all the enemies on this level have a German theme to their naming conventions. You see Strider's going all around the world. He's like a more violent version of the Harlem Globetrotters. Every continent on Earth he brings his talents. Even Europe in this case. Okay, so what do we got next? Hey, what does this remind you of?
It's just like the Zelda.
Anyway, see, it's actually a lot harder to outrun that thing than it looks because of those inclines. It resets the running animation whenever you get on an incline that's too steep and you have to double tap the D-pad a second time to start running again. That's why I died the first time. These old games don't mess around. So, keeping with the theme of German-named enemies, we've got Strumenschutz. You can look up the translation for that one on your own time. I took German for 3 years in school, but I don't think we ever covered what a Strumenschutz was. I guess we never got to the part in German class where we played Strider 2 for PS1. Or maybe I was just sick that day. So, if Ego Raptor were here, he would definitely complain about this part, because you gotta wait for the flames to recede.
Ugh, there's so much goddamned waiting in this game.
He is never gonna live that quote down. Oh, Ego Raptor, I used to be such a big fan. In high school, I once overheard someone talking about a Game Grumps related stuff, and I excitedly jogged over there to join in the conversation, and the guy just looked kinda confused and weirded out and didn't say anything back. And those were the days. Why can't you inspire more wonderful moments like that, Ego Raptor? Why you gotta waste your days playing Monopoly with a stoner? I don't get it. How are we supposed to dodge those? Whatever. I think it's one of those things where it's just, ooh, PS1 sprite warping. Did you see how he zipped out of the scene like that? That was very well done. It's always fun to see unusual 2D tricks in games like this, from this era, because the PS1 was by and large a 3D system, so in some regards I don't think its 2D capabilities are very well documented. Some people out there probably just assumed that when it came to 2D, the PS1 really wasn't any different from the Sega Genesis or the SNES. Past a certain point, it became hard to tell when 2D sprites were better in one generation versus another. I mean, just from a glance, you might think this was like a SNES or a Genesis game, but then you see things like that warping trick from a moment ago, and you think, okay, the PS1 did have 2D capabilities that the 16-bit generation didn't have. All good stuff. Down goes Dullahan. We did to him what Art Carney always threatened to do to Alice on the Honeymooners. One of these days, Alice, straight to the moon. God, am I really making a Honeymooners reference on a Let's Play channel? Anywho, what's this level called? The Fortress of
Elizabeth Warren? Boo! Political humor sucks.
Fuck you! I think I got possessed by the ghost of an angry Chinese man for a second there. He didn't approve of my... Ooh, get the sun, son. Always gotta get the sun, son. It was a good game.
It was a good show.
You ever see that 90s Nick by You Can O Joe? Funny guy, that You Can O Joe. Wish he still made stuff, but modern YouTube is a bit of a different place than it was 10 years ago. None of your stars are around anymore. Norm Macdonald once said, all the stars are here, but now none of the stars are here. No more You Can O Joe, no more Ray William Johnson, no more Ted Pillman. Anyways, this boss is annoying to fight. He just hides in the corner the whole time, and you just gotta hit him while he stands there and cowers from you. He's an armored guard. Like that episode of Futurama where they went to the Slurm factory and it was like a parody of Willy Wonka, and their version of the Oompa Loompas had a whole song about how you shouldn't ask about the armed guards. Exceptional writing, if I do say so myself. You think the new Futurama that's coming to Hulu's gonna be any good? I seriously doubt that it will. Here we got Herzog Schlange. That's German for Duke Snake. See, I do know a few things here and there. I might have been absent the day we played Strider 2 in German class, but somehow I managed to pick up that one. I really like the idea of circular bosses that you have to kind of travel around in. Those were definitely common in Klonoa on PS1. I guess it's really just a byproduct of the PS1 era. I mean, Arkham Asylum, that's a more recent game. That one had a brief segment where you had a boss like this. It was the Scarecrow. You had to circle around him just like we're doing now. But I don't think there's very many modern examples of this. Nothing quite like Herzog Schlange. You guys know about the director Werner Herzog? Just reminded of that because of this guy's name. I don't think I've ever seen any of his movies. I just saw a YouTube video once where Werner Herzog witnessed a car accident and he went over and it was Joaquin Phoenix in there. And wow, what are the odds? And Joaquin Phoenix tried to light up a cigarette, but Werner Herzog stopped him because there was gasoline leaking from the vehicle and it would have exploded. So good on you, Werner Herzog. Without you, we wouldn't have had Joker. I mean, that's the most normie interpretation of Joaquin Phoenix's work. That's the movie you think of? He's been in other stuff too, you cock. But yeah, anyway, yes, good on you, Werner Herzog.